Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Lingfield Park here on Tuesday. It's the 31st of December, 2024. Gonna look at the sixth race to 144 from Lingfield. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Join me tomorrow for my Cheltenham New Year's Day preview. It looks like it's gonna be an excellent card there. But let's look at the sixth race to 144, which is the Quebec Stakes. It's a listed stakes for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $63,500, raced for 3-year-olds and upwards. Six horses are taking a stroll around the all-weather poly track, the distance of ground 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the all-weather poly track. Gonna take the five-horse Tyran C as a top selection. We're gonna go 5-4-3 in the TriCast trifecta. 5-4-3 TriCast trifecta. Top selection of five-horse Tyran C, the 6-year-old gelded by Dark Angel. Roger Varian trains, gets Mitchell up in the saddle. The horse's most recent appearance came locally here at Lingfield. Excuse me, not locally here at Lingfield, actually up north at Newcastle. A mile and a quarter in the Churchill Stakes, 16th of November, and he finished third by 4 lengths. It was the horse's first start since February, so he needed the race. He sat back early. He moved a little bit late, but he still needs something more. I think second off the bench, back to Lingfield, where he's a course winner, and this since winner winning this race last year. I think he's going to be in a more realistic spot to win today than he was last time out, where he needed the race. Two back, he ran at Southwell in the Group 3, went to Derby, a mile 3/8 on the 24th of February. Finished third by 2 1/4 lengths that day, and he just kind of sat back early. He moved a little bit late, but it wasn't anything spectacular. Maybe the mile three got to him. Maybe getting back to a mile 2 furlongs is what he wants to do. Because, four back, excuse me, three back in the last year's Quebec Stakes on New Year's Eve over the mile and a quarter locally. Wouldn't be 3 quarters in length. He didn't get out of the gate so clearly, but after that, he basically won, closing up well late. That was a very good race after all was said and done. Last year's Churchill Stakes locally over the mile and a quarter, he had a decent place that day, and again, really closing up well late. Coming here today, training well, coming in as well, won well. I think he could run a good race. Got up to 4 horse here, Royal Champion for Clifford Lee and Carl Burke. He's getting serious class relief from his previous races. They took him to Australia, his most recent two. Ran the Crystal Mile at Mooney Valley, where he finished second by 3 quarters length, never really getting a trip that day. Came back to run the Champion Stakes at 25-1 at Flemington, where again he just never really showed up. But he back to the UK, back to Lingfield, coming to the Lingfield for the first time. If you look at some of his races here in 2023, those races, are decently done races. He actually won the Wolferton at Royal Ascot 2023 quite nicely. That was his most recent victory. Came back to run a very good place by Nation's Pride and Canadian International last season at Woodbine. We're refreshing here against way less familiar horses than he's been facing in Australia the last couple months. I think he can win. I'll use him in the quad pot to end it off also. But to recount my selection for the 144, the sixth race from Lingfield, that is the Quebec Stakes. Going to take the 5-horse Tyranian C. Give kudos to the 4-horse World Champion. 5-4-3 TriCast trifecta, 5-4 in the quad pot. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.